Welcome to the Atletifo Wrestling Podcast.
For AEW Revolution 2023,
Yes.
there wasn't the best build-up to the show, and as it seems to be the AEW, when they have very low expectations, they completely blow them out of the water with like the best show of the year so far. There was only 8 matches, I believe, on the show because of the main event being so long. I think is the perfect amount to have. They absolutely every single match was great, apart from maybe the women's match, but that was still quite good considering.
Okay, that's really nice to hear.
What do you think, Matt?
I'll be honest, I haven't watched it, but the card itself sounded promising. I need to watch the main event, the Iron Man match. I heard that's good.
It's the best Iron Man match that you've ever seen in your life. It's amazing. MJF, I think, might be one of the best wrestlers in the world.
Really?
He wrestles, like, he said it himself in the press conference afterwards. He wrestles a great match, then doesn't wrestle for 3 months. Everyone forgets how good he is. He's good on the mic, but not in the ring. And he wrestles again, you go, actually, he is somehow, like, the best wrestler in the world.
Wait, so I don't really watch AEW much. Do they not do a lot of wrestling on that show?
Or
like what?
There is a lot of wrestling on the
Just
show,
promos.
but MJF wrestles very rarely. It's sort of like, that's his gimmick. He only wrestles when he has to, gets paid, wins matches.
Okay. I like how he made that a gimmick so that he wouldn't get like injured and stuff every week. That's quite clever, actually.
Like him and Orange Cassidy turned being lazy into a gimmick, but went the polar opposite way.
Oh yeah, of course. Orange Cassidy has to work hard to make himself look like he's not working hard. Whereas MJF, he's just like, oh yeah, I get to throw drinks at children and like don't get to wrestle. It's amazing. But yeah, what about the Texas Death Match or whatever the hell it was called? I heard there was quite a lot of blood in that.
Well,
Blood, sweat, and
given it
tears.
was a John Moxley match, there was going to be blood. There was a lot of blood.
Right.
They were Adam Page's hair was just like pink and stuck together because of all the blood.
God damn.
There was one bit where John Moxley had him in like a triangle choke and repeatedly stabbed him in the forehead with a fork.
Oh, what the fuck?
Yeah, I
thing
think
is, though-
at that point it's just too much. Then I think it reaches a point where it kind of loses its value, particularly with Moxley because he bleeds every week. He would he'd bleed in a backstage interview, you know.
But the ending was particularly. Have you seen the ending? Do you want me to spoil it?
I have not. You can spoil it if you want. I'll probably watch it anyway.
Well, basically, they got like they're all basically both holding on to like a chain at either end, and then Adam Page does a buckshot lariat over the top rope.
Oh wow.
Then there's a second clothesline to knock Moxley over out the ring. But the chain gets wrapped round his neck, and he literally hangs him, as the
Oh
name
my fucking
Hangman would assume. Oh, like
Damn.
in the air, and he taps out because he's going to die otherwise.
I bet John Cena wouldn't tap out of that.
Look,
Personally.
have you seen John Cena's neck muscles? He would break
Of
the
course,
chain.
his neck muscle has more muscles than like me in my whole body.
He's 90%
What about
neck.
Alright, who would win? A chain choking you or 2014 Roman Reigns who could not lose to anybody?
I mean, clearly,
I just want to recall, one's a metal chain, one is a large dog.
I have seen chains hold dogs back before, but never a dog so large as the big dog who are.
Ooh, I think there's a Superman punch as well, so you have to keep that in mind. He might do that to the chain and break the lock. You never know.
Well, in that case, I gotta
Speaking
go
of-
with Roman Reigns.
Of course, he's been champion for nearly 1,000 days. Can you believe it? That's
No.
our king right there.
Not on the roller
Speaking
coaster
of
that gets to him.
Speaking of Roman Reigns, why don't we discuss a little about Raw and WWE, how that's shaping up? Sami Zayn beat the crap out of Jimmy, and he won, and then Jay was like, oh, we're friends, and then he wasn't, and then I started crying again. But yeah, man, I think it's just crazy. I'm really wondering, and not even just like talking about the main event, let's talk about like John Cena absolutely fucking burying Austin Theory, man. This guy was told, hey, you're having a match with Cena, sure, you have a promo. And he's like, ha, Cena, you're bold. Cena comes out and just roasts the fuck out of him.
Like, Cena was like, Austin Theory is like, "Can you wrestle me?" And he was like, "No, you're shit." And he's like,
I
"No, but
don't care."
I'm not shit. No, really, Austin, you're. I will beat you up, but you are. Even if you beat me, you're still shit."
I love that. It's basically like, look, haha, you're bald. It reminds me of the whole Matt Riddle versus Seth Rollins thing, like from Clash of the Castle, when Matt Riddle was like, haha, you don't wear the pants in your marriage, and then Seth Rollins was like, you're divorced and you can't see your kids. you got Austin Theory going, haha, you're bald. And John Cena's like, they have to pipe in crowd noise, otherwise no one will say that anyone was cheering for you. You're crap, no one likes you. You won the Elimination Chamber, but nobody cares. Everyone cares about everyone else. And John Cena. Da, 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 da. I love Cena. I hope he wins, and then I hope he breaks the Bloodline storyline and he pins Roman after one FU. Or Attitude Adjustment, actually, is what we're supposed to call it. I feel like that's the only way the Bloodline storyline can end, don't you think?
I feel like we shouldn't do a repeat of, is it WrestleMania 9, I think it is? Have you seen that? When the main event is Bret Hart against Yokozuna for the title. And then Yokozuna cheats to win. Then Hulk Hogan comes out and goes, well, what if I fight for the title, brother? And then just beats him. It's like, you were at no point part of this storyline. At no point was anything to do with you. And you can't then go, well, brother, these plans don't work for me. Let's beat this big Samoan dressed like a Japanese sumo wrestler for some reason.
Maybe that's what Vince has got cooking. He's just like, everyone loves Cena, right? He's gonna go for Roman Reigns was nearly 1,000 days. Cena's gonna be 2,000, baby.
I would rather he bring a Hulk Hogan hobbles out on a walking stick and beats Roman Reigns.
Probably. Oh man, what a time, innit? But yeah, Matt, what's your opinion on the old WWE scape so far? Landscape.
I think it's setting up well for Mania. I mean, to be honest, other than the bloodline, story, the Reigns and Cody stuff, I'm not that interested as a rule.
You're not interested in LA Knight? This was some problems for him, and he's like the best wrestler ever.
I love it.
Is he gonna? It doesn't look like he's gonna be on the card at the moment, does it?
What the hell? Why?
Maybe
Just
they'll do
too
a
LA Knight in my life.
Maybe they'll do like a Prime energy drink match against Bray Wyatt, and they can all wear fluorescent colours and.
Bleh.
I don't even care enough to finish the idea. Don't even care enough.
So basically, it's Prime on a pole match. That's what they were gonna do, right? And there's one bottle of Prime, and it's worth more than the entire company, and they both have to fight for it. And KSI will come out and challenge the winner to a boxing match or something, because that would probably make more money than WrestleMania somehow.
I think more likely is Logan Paul sharing a can of Prime with Stone Cold and then getting stunned. I think that's.
Oh, that would be awful. That's how. Oh no.
That's what they're gonna do, though.
Oh no! If Logan Paul beats Seth Rollins, we all agree that's good. Yeah. Logan Paul is the best wrestler in the world.
Of course.
He can offer Stone Cold a Prime, and then Stone Cold just murders him.
Stone Cold says, "This tastes better than any beer I've ever
He's
had."
gonna hand him a can of Prime. Stone Cold's gonna probably crack the can over Logan Paul's head.
It's a bottle. It's not really a fizzy drink.
Okay.
So you can't exactly smash it.
Okay, thanks.
Thanks for clearing that up.
Appreciate
you guys don't know your Prime lore, okay? So imagine people are listening, and then we're gonna have to edit all of that out because they're assuming that you don't know what a Prime bottle is, which is the hottest product. It's more valuable than gold.
You're listening to the Atletifo Wrestling Podcast.
In wrestling, anyway, we have Jey Uso, Roman Reigns, Sami Zayn all acting really, really well, genuinely. So let's discuss in the wider sphere, outside of WWE, outside of AEW, outside of wrestling, and wrestlers who have gone into acting themselves. So, the first one I want to discuss is The Rock. Okay? So let me talk about The Rock's career, for example. He started off with... Did you say who?
Yeah.
You know the guy who plays Hobbs from the film Hobbs and Shaw? It's the most famous film.
Oh shit, Hobbs
Hobbs?
Oh yeah, apparently. But, yeah man, The Rock... He started off with The Rundown, I believe. It was just a small film with Sean William Scott. He's pretty good in it. And then he did a couple films, and then he did Pain and Gain, which is his best film.
I watched that last night.
It's a good film, isn't it?
It was so good. When they do a free trailer and go, "This is still a true story." You're like, what?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, no, definitely, and I think that's his best film. Like he really makes it's one of my favorite lines in a movie comes from that film is when The Rock is basically like, forgive the pun, rock bottom, right? He's crying on top of a hotel, and he goes, sometimes you get brought to the edge, but sometimes you just got to keep climbing, and that like completely makes no fucking sense whatsoever. Because it's just like, no, you don't. Like, you just
The edge is from the edge. You can't go higher.
You're at the end. If you go higher, then when you fall, it's gonna fall even harder. It's gotta be one of my favorite lines in fiction ever, especially because of his delivery of it.
I suppose the line itself is fiction, so.
It's bullshit.
Yeah.
I'm watching it thinking, at the end they show the real guys who did the crime.
Mm-hmm.
Look at the guy going, I bet that guy is absolutely chuffed they picked The Rock to play him.
Yeah. They were like, nobody else could have done this apart from The Rock. He did it for the people. Oh, man. So yeah, The Rock did that, and he was the size of a fucking mountain during that because it was all about bodybuilders. And then afterwards he sort of became The Rock. I think he was playing Hobbs in Fast and Furious 5, and then that was a pretty good role. I thought he was okay in that. And then he just became this wisecracking badass with a heart of gold that he plays in every single fucking film ever. Be it Fast and Furious, be it Jungle Cruise, be it Rampage, be it Jumanji, it's just the same. So what do you guys feel about The Rock's career after he tanked it by doing Black Adam? Do you think he's a good actor?
I think The Rock's a good actor. I think he did do films where he had to act in it, like emotionally and stuff. He was fine. He's not a bad actor, but he's clearly just found his niche, and everyone loves this wisecracking Rock with a heart of gold.
Divorced dad who's like got a child.
Yeah, everyone loves that. People go to see it. I like the Rock films where he does that same thing every time because it's the Rock. Well, you know you're getting. Like that one with Ryan Reynolds and Wonder Woman. That was like prime.
I've not
Rock.
seen that, to be fair.
I mean, it's really good. Red Notice.
Prime. Red Notice.
It's just the peak Rock. You can literally guess the beats of the film as they go on every 2 minutes because it's
Mm-hmm.
Imagine the most typical Ryan Reynolds film meets the typical The Rock film. It's that.
Yeah.
But
That's
it's
why I didn't
great.
want to watch it because I just knew what the film was as soon as I saw the poster, so I didn't want to see it.
That's why I watched it.
You know The Rock. Okay, hear me out on this. The Rock is just an action version of Adam Sandler. Right? Because Adam Sandler is an amazing actor, right? He makes these sort of shit comedies all the time, right? But when he tries, he could be like an amazing actor. Like, have you guys seen Uncut Gems by any chance?
No, I haven't. What's it about?
No.
Well, it's about a gambling addict who has sold. It's basically like he owns a jewelry shop. And he's a gambling addict, and he's like cheating on his wife and stuff. And it's how he's like constantly trying to get money to pay off his debts and stuff. And Adam Sandler's in it, and he absolutely fucking kills it. Like, it's genuinely like he should have won an Oscar for that role. And he did that in between like Jack and Jill and like Grown Ups and stuff like that. And it was that one moment where he basically told everyone, "Look, I can act," and he's absolutely killed it. It's a fucking amazing role.
Well, I can act.
After that, he
just
just never
not
did.
to.
Yeah, exactly right. And I think that's The Rock, to be honest, because it's like, yeah, I can, do Pain and Gain and be really funny, or I could just do the same fucking script every single time and make like $200 million off it. And can I fault it? Yes, but what can we say?
The thing with The Rock is, if he did suddenly go into Adam Sandler roles and did all these, good acting, he's never gonna like win award just because he's done The Rock for so long. He's played The Rock for so long. They're not gonna go, "Oh, well, he's great now." They go, "Well, he was good, but it's The Rock."
You never know. I mean, yeah, I guess that, but
Imagine,
there's also like.
So imagine
What's up,
Arnold
Rodrigo?
Schwarzenegger suddenly just puts out the greatest performance in the history of the world. No one's gonna go, "That was great." They're gonna just making fun of his accent the whole time.
Not necessarily. I mean, like, he did a bunch of comedies, and he did like Terminator 2, where everyone was like, his acting was good in that because to play like an emotionless robot and then give him emotions and stuff the way he did, like over the course of it, was really good. I mean, to be fair, there's no financial reason to do it. I guess it's just like if you have a love of the craft, you'd kind of do that sort of stuff, just like other wrestlers. But it's kind of different to other wrestlers, I guess. The Rock basically is now The Rock. He's beyond anything until he tanked it with Black Adam. But he might come back.
Of course, people. as soon as he brings his next Red Notice 2 out, no one's gonna give a shit about Black Adam. No one cared about Black Adam
No.
in the first place when nobody saw it.
No. But did you hear what sort of stipulations he had about Black Adam?
What?
So Black Adam, as a superhero, is a villain to Shazam. The Rock didn't want Shazam in the film at all. He never wanted to lose to Shazam. He wanted to beat Superman or something like that. Like basically, he's just non-negotiable during the whole DCEU. Like they were setting it up, and then they were kind of like, okay, no, you're not going to be part of this now. That's why they're doing like a new Flash film that resets everything. And now there's going to be 5 Batman.
5 Batmen. I knew it was going to be
Uh.
Michael Keaton. Was Val Kilmer going to be in it as well?
I don't know. I know Michael Keaton's in it, and I know Ben Affleck's in it, and also we have Robert Pattinson in a separate Batman, and then there's going to be a new Joker.
You know,
Man,
I really hope George Clooney's in it.
I hope so too.
Just
I hope
like
the nipples are there, and that's it. we know. Or in the background, we'll see like a Batman nipple suit. But
Just-
the thing about DC, right? It does also have another wrestler actor who's
Ooh.
actually very fucking good in it, and that is John Cena. So John Cena plays the Peacemaker in the Suicide Squad, and he also has his own series, which I need to watch. But have you guys seen the Suicide Squad with John Cena in it?
I was too
haven't yet.
distracted by his shiny bald head, personally.
His bald head, Hamish. Did you know that? Well, yeah. Have you seen it, Matt?
I haven't. No.
Oh well. Nah, man. That's like.
Were you banking on me
Sort of-
saying yes?
I thought you said yes. That's the thing.
No.
No, it's basically his best role. Like he's sort of just taking the piss out of himself, and he does that quite a lot. Like he used to be in like films like The Marine,
12
which he was
rounds.
awful in. 12 rounds, which I've also seen.
I have seen The Marine.
You've actually seen 12 rounds?
Yeah.
Why?
Okay. Let me give you some context. Growing up, we had the PlayStation, but I wasn't allowed to play it because my brother was on it a lot. So we had the TV that had Sky Movies, and that's about it. So I was like, "Fuck it, why not? I'll watch every single one of John Cena's films during like, summer." And I saw 12 rounds, and there was one scene where there was like, first I don't get the fucking film. It was like John Cena like fucks some guy's life up as a cop, and then he has to send him through 12 rounds or something. It was like Die Hard with a Vengeance, it's just crap, right? And one of the scenes was like there's like a really fat cop with him, and they were both in an elevator, and John Cena's trying to lift him up out of the elevator before it collapses, and it just doesn't happen. And all I could think was like, if John Cena can't lift you, man, then you got to sort yourself out. It was 12 rounds, man. It wasn't his best. He tried his hardest, but then he kind of found his niche as like more comedic acting.
He was also in Surf's Up 2 Wave Mania, which I think we can all agree is one of the Surf's Up films. It's certainly one of the ones they made. I actually didn't realise they made a sequel.
That was during a time where WWE were making all these weird animated films. The Scooby-Doo one,
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Which is-
yeah.
which I did.
That wasn't weird.
I watched the Scooby-Doo one. It was perfectly fine as a Scooby-Doo film.
There's one scene in the Scooby-Doo one with John Cena. There's like a boulder barreling down on him, like a giant boulder, right? Like Indiana Jones level. John Cena jumps, stops the boulder, and chucks it off the cliff. He doesn't have superpowers in this, by the way. That's just what he can do.
The
Is
best
the
bit
boulder
was-
is the boulder a metaphor for the Rock?
Oh, maybe.
Did he face the boulder
Maybe,
twice?
He did. That was the third match between The Rock and the Boulder. Sorry, The Rock and John Cena.
The best scene in the film was, I think it's the beginning, where they're outside of WrestleMania City. Don't ask. And The Miz is going for a jog, but in his full wrestling gear in the middle of the night, listening to his own theme music. Like, just on repeat. And then he meets, like, the monster. You think they've captured The Miz perfectly in that film.
Mm.
That is the most accurate thing I could
That is
think
what
about
he'd
The
do.
Miz. Oh, man.
That's what Scooby-Doo.
He is... Where are you? I got some work to do now.
Oh,
Man.
he was also in all the Fred films, which oh no,
I saw the
What do
first
you
one.
mean?
he got employed after the others, that says something.
Oh, 100%. I mean, he always had, like, comedic talent in his body, but it's good to see him, like, actually explore that and stuff. Still need to watch Peacemaker, because apparently that's really good. Sammy says it's quite good.
While we're on the
Oh,
topic
man.
of John Cena, I would like to talk about what I would say is probably his best role, and it is somehow it's not come up yet, but
I've said it.
have you?
Yeah, I said Suicide Squad.
Oh, that one. Yeah, no. I'm talking about a more Cena role, the Cena-est of roles actually. Cast your minds back to the year probably 2015. It was around that time.
I always trust information when you say it was probably 2015. Really adds an extra layer of research.
As if he's not completely researched it completely. Doesn't want to sound like
I've
a
done no
total
research for this. This is all off the top. Anyway, it all began in a magical world known as Total Divas.
Oh god.
Oh no.
Okay, go ahead.
Where John Cena and his girlfriend at the time, Nikki Bella, were engaged in a series of competitions to find out who was the better thing. For some reason, I don't know why she agreed to this, wood chopping, which obviously she was going to lose. Have you seen John Cena?
Was that not a 2-on-2 also involving Brie and Daniel Bryan?
It was, yeah. That was kind of like the men against women. Then she also took him on in go-karting, which, it was close, but as it always goes, Cena wins.
Can't John Cena just flip a car because he's so strong?
Probably could.
That's not
With
in
his
the,
arms just fucking eat him.
Is that in the spirit of a go-kart race?
Not
though?
in the spirit
Yeah.
of go-karting, no.
No, it isn't, but who gives a shit? It's Cena. You're gonna stop him?
But then we get to John Cena's ultimate role, and this is when you think of John Cena, you think of the man, the myth, the legend, Deke Stokes.
Oh, for fuck's sake. I remember Deke Stokes.
Of course you do. Who doesn't?
Spence.
Oh, man.
His friends
That's
called him
what
the
you were
Spence.
going for.
And I truly believe this is just. It's perfect how Deke Stokes is almost like a metaphor for John Cena, because in this, so they're playing beer pong, right? It's Nikki Bella. She's building up how she's totally going to beat him at this one. She played it all the time in college, all that spiel. And then John Cena shows up, not taking it remotely seriously. He's got his sort of high school football jacket on, backwards baseball cap, a 6-pack of beers, cheap beers as well, obviously. And the beer pong match, it's begins very much in Nikki Bella's favour. She sinks 1, sinks 2, sinks 3, and Cena really looks on the ropes. The odds look almost too much to overcome. Can you believe that? But then all of a sudden, it's like a switch flips in John Cena or Deke Stokes, and he sinks 1, and then another, and then all of a sudden it's 1v1, and John Cena truly does overcome the odds once again.
Yeah, in hindsight, knowing that, obviously when I was younger, I was like, didn't really care too much about the intricacies of reality TV. But, you can kind of extrapolate what was going on, is that Cena did not give two shits about it.
He was still winning.
No, it's not just that. It's the fact that, the whole Deke Stokes thing.
Yeah.
He probably thought, look, I have to fucking do this with my girlfriend. You know what? I'm just going to have fun. I'm going to take the absolute piss. There's no way she's going to win any of this. And for you listeners, you must look this up. You don't have to watch all of Total Divas. You can, and I would encourage it. But you don't have to. And just watch, just search up Total Divas Deke Stokes, and you'll see a man absolutely humiliate his girlfriend way more than anything else you can find on the internet. And I believe that. I say that with my chest completely. Right? He did not care. You know how, like, in your first stages of, like, dating, you kind of, like, let the girl win, and then afterwards you kind of go, okay, fine, I'll destroy them. But this was beyond that. This was just amazing. Deke Stokes is the best character ever.
I have never let my girlfriend win anything. On our first
Neither
date,
have I.
on our first date, I smashed her at ping pong. So
Deke Stokes was in the house, baby.
She had to earn it.
I think I did reference Deke Stokes at the time, and she was very confused.
Did you also do what Deke did at the end and add insult to injury by reversing it and doing an action replay?
Oh yeah, that was amazing.
You know what? I'm gonna not answer your question and keep the mystery alive. Whether I did that or not.
Oh man. There's been other people who are also in 12 rounds, such as my man Randy Orton. He also had a bit of an acting spiel. I think this was a time where WWE was just trying to do like many films. It's really weird. He was in like 12 rounds 2 Reloaded, where I've not seen that, funnily enough, because it was straight to DVD. And he was a paramedic in this one, so I don't know how he was an action star at all, because paramedics don't have any sort of combat training. WWE studios really were on a fucking tear during this time. It was like 2013.
You said you didn't watch 12 rounds 2 because it went straight to DVD. Am I forgetting the big world premiere of number 1 of 12 rounds 1, where we all flocked to the cinema to watch it?
Okay, so it's not about that. It's the fact that it wasn't available on Sky, right? You can only get it on DVD Because believe me, if it was available on Sky, I'd fucking watch it. And it changed. I watched Escape Plan 2 and Escape Plan 3, right? Escape Plan 3 had fucking Bautista in it. And Escape Plan 2 was made... Okay, so let me just explain a bit. So Sylvester Stallone, 70 years old, decides to make a movie about escaping a prison. Nobody watched it, apart from some dude in China, who made him make 2 sequels for some fucking reason, right? And I watched both of them. It was like one of those things where, like, if you watch it, you just can't stop watching it. And 12 Rounds 2... No, not 12 Rounds 2, what am I about? Escape Plan 2 gave me a fucking headache watching it. And because, like, if you watch it, it's basically set in this, like, Chinese space-age prison. And, like, think about any film, you two, that has terrible pacing. Like, not even a beginning, middle, and end. Like, the middle is just, like... Actually, like, 60% of it is just one monologue. That's what Escape Plan 2 was. And then Escape Plan 3 was slightly better because it had my man Bautista. The next person I want to talk about. Bautista is probably the most accomplished and most famous wrestler turned actor, in my opinion.
I would say that's not fair at all.
Actually,
Like,
no.
Clearly, The Rock is
The Rock,
much more
isn't it?
famous
Yeah.
than Bautista.
It's The Rock, but I would
For his
say
acting
Batista's probably
skill.
done the best in terms of...
For his acting skill,
Yeah.
and technically in terms of how much his films have grossed.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that I agree.
This guy-
That I agree. But you said most popular, which I had to comment on.
I will
there.
go on and say it. More people know about Bautista, especially in non-English speaking countries, than The Rock.
You're wrong.
I don't think that's
You're
true at all.
100% wrong. I've never been so
What do you
sure
mean
you're
I'm
being wrong
100%
in anything.
wrong?
I've never
I've never
been
been
so
wrong
sure.
my entire life.
I think most popular is debatable in terms of how much people like them for their acting. But, yeah, I mean, The Rock is the most well-known... He's one of the most well-known actors in general, certainly. Not even talking about wrestlers.
He's slightly popular, right? You got, The Rock, Randy Orton, and Batista, obviously. Well, we're not talking about Triple H right now. He also had some straight-to-DVD films. But Batista, I think is the other side of the coin to John Cena's acting. Like, he has had quite a lot of success. He played Drax, and Drax was the first major role that he had. He was penniless at the time. I found this out very recently. He was, like, selling everything. The IRS was taking all its money. Fuck taxes. And he landed Drax and then didn't look back. And his whole goal is not to be like a massive sort of man actor in that sense, like just like a brute. Even though he was one inspector, he worked on Dune, which I haven't seen. I should see. He worked on Blade Runner, which he was very good in, and obviously he's pretty good at Drax. What do you guys think of Batista's career so far after becoming my dad's friend and then going on to become in the MCU?
I liked him in Knives Out too. I thought he did a good job in that.
Oh, yeah.
He wasn't in it for the duration, he wasn't in it for the duration, but I think he did a pretty good job in it.
Mhm.
It was weird actually seeing him show more emotion in a film, because I'd only really seen him as like this sort of almost like a bodyguard role. So it was good to see him kind of in a lighter... His role was lighter to some degree, I would say.
Yeah, no, it's really, really cool to see like a wrestler proper break out into that sort of actor. I don't know whether he'll ever main event. What the fuck was I gonna say? I was gonna say I don't know whether he'll ever main event a movie.
When is the Hollywood Royal Rumble? He's definitely got a shot at. He'll main event the Calais Film Festival.
The fuck do I mean? Why did I say that?
Oh, imagine Batista against
my God.
Batista against Brendan Fraser in Calais.
When Brendan Fraser's accepting his Oscar, Batista cashing his money in the bank to get it for himself.
Steals the Oscar away. Heist of the century.
What do I even mean?
Like, no, Batista cashed in. He's now the best actor.
Oh my god, it's like on the way Brendan Fraser gets attacked by some people and the Batista's like, oh, if you can't do it, I'll do it. I'll face it, you need to. And they're like, what the fuck are you talking about?
They re-released the Whale, but with Batista in the lead role.
Or when he accepts the Oscar, fireworks start fucking shooting out from the stage. He does the whole pose. Oh my god. Oh man. What I meant to say was... not even... Be the main character, I guess.
The lead.
He was... The lead! Yes, there we go. There we go. As you can tell, I have been doing a great job of managing my sanity. I'm so good at this. Oh man. The lead. The lead is what I was looking for. Anyways, he was the lead in the zombie film that Zack Snyder did, but that film was really awful.
What film was
But
that?
yeah. I wish I fucking knew. 1 second. I'll look it up right now. Bautista zombie film. Army of the Dead.
Ah.
Army of the Dead.
We probably
Oh,
could have
it's really
guessed that title with a few attempts.
Definitely. And he was a divorced dad in this one.
Ah.
Would you look at that?
Did he have a heart of
And
gold
Roach-
though?
He did actually have a heart of gold. That film really made no sense whatsoever. But, you know, he did alright. And
What was it
apparently
about?
Army of the Dead 2 is coming out. Well, basically, imagine, in your mind, Las Vegas
that's
is
the only
infected
place I can
with
imagine,
aliens.
That's where I do the bulk of my imagining, personally.
Okay, good. I'm glad you're doing it. Right. So there's a whole zombie outbreak from some aliens. I think it's not very clear. They kind of hint towards aliens, but a zombie outbreak in Las Vegas, and they kind of contain it. And then some guy hires Batista and a crew to go into a bank in Las Vegas, steal loads of money, and come back. But it's all infested by zombies. The film kind of makes no sense because they kind of hint towards so many different things, like pregnant zombies, like mind control zombies controlled by one, aliens, time travel, robot zombies. This is all like one of those things that kind of get touched on and then just never get mentioned again. It's really fucking weird, not gonna lie. But Batista was okay in it. Fun fact, in that film, one of the guys who was a major part of it turned out to be a pedophile. So they had to cut him out and then hire someone else. And it's painfully obvious because it's all green screened. So there's that.
Or did someone
Bet you
just
didn't
cash
expect
in
that
on his
twist.
role?
Dead man on a ladder match. Oh man. I mean, stranger things have not happened than that. The fuck am I on about? Oh man. Acting in general.
Yeah, I do.
So now, I want to... Sorry, what were you saying?
I've seen Batista. I've seen him in Avengers, all that.
Yeah.
Inspector, and I've seen him in Knives Out. They're very different characters in all three, which I did appreciate.
Yeah.
I thought Inspector. I don't remember any of that film at all. Really, it was so bad. But I remember him fighting James Bond on a train, didn't he?
He did, yes.
That bit was good. That was
That
the only
definitely
good
sounds like a
bit.
thing would happen in a Bond film. I've not seen it.
Don't. It's awful.
Yeah,
The newest one was really good. The newest one was great
Okay.
until the end, and I was absolutely heartbroken.
Oh yeah, me too. When Rami Malek died, I was just like, damn it. My favorite character in the Bond universe is dead.
What was his plan? Right, Rami Malek's plan. He infected the world with these nanobots. Right, so they all had them, and then he was going to sell it to like China or something. But for what gain?
Money, probably?
What?
I don't know.
He owned an island,
He
and
had-
he was the richest man in the world.
Yeah, that's one of the few flaws in that film. It's just like, what the hell was
Also, he didn't age between the girl in it, the French girl.
Uh-huh.
He didn't age
Get
between
them.
meeting her as a child and then like 30 years later.
Some people... Yeah, it's a bit fucking weird, isn't it? Like, maybe he just has time travel. Maybe it's in the same universe as Army of the Dead because there's time travel in that too.
You think
never
you
know.
think there's a crossover between James Bond and Army of the Dead in the same universe?
I mean, Batista's in both. You never know.
If anything, that goes against
Think-
your point. He's playing different characters.
Think about twins.
Twins. What if Batista was actually a pregnant zombie the whole time? And and he
the
gave-
animal Batistas who we're talking about.
Oh yeah.
Speaking of,
Oh,
yeah,
man.
Percy Watson was actually had a few acting roles.
Has he?
The fuck?
Yeah, he played a police officer in Atlanta.
I love
Did
you.
he?
I love you got that on top of your head. What's Hardcore Holly done?
It's a really good episode. He's in
Because of him or in spite
season
of
2,
him?
episode 1. No, yeah, genuinely a really good episode. It's season 2, episode 1. He's a police officer that shows up to arrest Donald Glover's uncle, or Donald Glover's character's uncle.
Do you want to hear
Oh.
the roles that Hardcore Holly has undertaken?
Very much so, more than anything actually.
Of course.
He had I assume a small role in the 2000 film. Sorry, the 2000 straight for TV film Operation Sandman.
Sounds good.
and in the 2016 short film Thanks for Reading, and he played the Reader, which I'm going to assume is going to be not.
Imagine that's a big deal.
Yeah, that's certainly. There were certainly things he was filmed doing.
He's main evented more straight to TV films than Bautista has. So.
Batista could never. Hey, Batista main evented one film. Okay, I already mentioned it.
Yeah, it was shit.
And do you think this film was? Do you think this film was good?
Hey,
I think
one of us has seen a film of Batista in the main event, and it was crap. We haven't seen what Hardcore Holly can do on screen, so I can assume it was amazing.
What did Hardcore Holly do when you, as a child, that you idolized him so much?
I liked his trunks. They would look like the South African flag.
I have to look this up now.
They weren't even that particularly nice. They were fine, and I liked his tag team with Cody Rhodes.
Right. Okay.
I think because we used to watch the WWE Experience on Sky One. It was an hour long. It showed Raw, SmackDown, ECW, and you'd get like 3 matches an hour. So, and his was usually one of them. So that's probably why you get him, Taker.
Mostly just Hardcore Holly.
What was the one that was just for SmackDown called? Because there was Bottom Line was Raw.
Oh yeah.
Experience was all of them, wasn't it? What was the SmackDown?
I can't remember.
Oh, I did. We only watched Experience. The Bottom Line and the other one, we liked seeing like all of it.
I hated on a Wednesday they'd show the just show like a really old match from the 80s.
Oh yeah, and you'd be like, this is. I don't want to see. Who's this Bret Hart guy? He's crap. Who's this Hulk Hogan? I want to watch Hardcore Holly. Only HH for me, brother.
Oh man, I really wish you got his fucking autograph.
He was an angry-looking man.
I can't believe it. After you idolized him for your whole 26 years of life.
Maybe just nervous about meeting you. You are his biggest fan after all.
I can't. I'm his biggest fan, and I can't name a single match he was in.
Apart from his very last match.
Yes. I think they beat Lance Cade and Trevor Murdoch for the titles, but I could be wrong.
It's fair to assume they would have faced those guys a lot.
You know what?
And also the Highlanders. They must have faced the Highlanders a few times. Deuce and Domino.
You guys could be lying, and I would just never fact check that, just because of how little I care about Hardcore Holly.
Well,
man.
that hurts.
Frankly, had
I hope it does.
Much love, HH.
Speaking of hurt, let me tell you something that'll make your ears hurt. So, a final caveat. So during the whole WWE Studios thing, where they were trying to make so many films, they made a film called See No Evil in 2006, right?
Oh no.
And in See No Evil, Kane was in it.
Yeah,
right? And
he certainly was.
Kane was playing a guy called Glenn Jacobs, who was playing a guy called Jacob Goodnight. And in it, Vince McMahon wanted a scene where this girl's trapped upstairs and there's a makeshift cage. And the Jacob Goodnight character unzips his pants and a 3-foot penis comes out. Like
what?
A 3-foot penis. Apparently he was adamant on having the scene.
That's quite impressive, I'll give him that.
What gets me is, why did he say 3? What was wrong with 2 foot? They're having a fucking fire hose in his pants.
At that point it's just impractical.
Now, my question is, was it a girl or was it a shower? Did the girl know what was going to happen, or was the horror as he was getting aroused?
If it was 3 feet long with room to grow, that would be...
No, as in like, would it grow to 3 foot? That's the question.
Do you think, was he like fully erect in the film?
No. So basically, my question was, during the film, was it like a situation where he just flops out his fully erect penis like that, or he unzips his pants, there's nothing, and then as the blood rushes to it, right, it just keeps going and going and going. It just goes from like.
I would imagine he walks in, unzips, and just unfurls the cobra, the python.
Like coiled.
Yeah.
Around his leg.
Like those extension cables where you got to like unravel them.
Or he twists it round. Get back in.
It's just a button that like sucks it back in.
Our one's not fancy.
Twisting his leg or something.
Oh, sorry to hear that.
Yeah, man. Tough times.
But yeah, there was a period where a lot of WWE actors went into acting. In today's world, who do you think would be good in a film, though? Like, let's say Dominic Toretto needs another villain for his Fast and Furious 22.
Oh God, no.
Right now, who do you think would be like a good actor?
I think we just need to get wrestlers away from those roles because most of them are just like, you're going to be playing a guy in an action film that doesn't really say or do anything apart from shoot. And it's like, surely there's more they can do. I think there are some good actors in WWE. I think Alexa Bliss would do really well in a lot of different roles. I mean, as we discussed earlier, the Jey Uso is a phenomenally good actor at the moment. Sami Zayn,
He's very good.
Kevin Owens as well.
I think Jimmy Uso is also kind of underrated. Like, I think they're all very, very good. Especially because, but to be fair, I think this is sort of good showcasing by Triple H, like just to allow them to sort of express themselves in this way. It kind of makes you think like how many people got lost in the sauce to Vince McMahon's sort of era, due to lack of room to show off their skills in this way. But yeah, I think Jey Uso would be the fucking cool in a role and stuff like that. Or like you said, I want to see Roman Reigns in a different role than what he was in Hobbs and Shaw.
Yeah, as long as they just don't keep recycling the same roles over and over again, because that's what they did with Miz and Orton and Cena, like with 12 rounds and what were the Marine, whatever it got up to, Marine 4 or 12 or however many they made. It's just all the same shit, isn't it?
It really
Ultimately,
is. It's just sort of like, it feels like it's like contracted to do that shit.
Yeah.
Whereas like nowadays it's kind of like it's more beneficial to just let people do what they want.
Do you reckon it's like a mentality of we've got to have them as like these big tough guys because we don't want them showing emotion and playing like in rom-coms while they're still employed by WWE? Do you reckon there's an element of that? We want them to be like these big action stars in films as well.
I think there's an element of that, and also this is purely speculation, but I think The Rock, right?
Not personally.
Despite all the things that I said about him, he did become like bigger than WWE, and I think that Vince McMahon's fear was that because he didn't want anyone to be bigger than WWE, and then when they come back, they can like bend him over a table in negotiations to like negotiate fees for returns and stuff like that. So I think he was like, okay, we need movie stars, but he wanted his cake and to eat it as well. In terms of like he wanted movie stars, but also under the WWE umbrella, so he never allowed them to express themselves.
And in shit movies as well.
Yeah, that's the thing. 'Cause obviously, to a senile old man, he'd think those films are good,
Well, we saw it when the Big Show starred in the Big Show show on Netflix, and now he's just too big for the company.
The Big Show show? What the fuck is this?
You've not seen the Big Show show?
What the hell?
Imagine your standard American sitcom with a family, a family who are learning to adjust to each other's life. There's a new kid in town or whatever, and the Big Show is the main character in this comedy.
How big is this show?
Big. Well, it's a big show.
Fittingly, it is a big bad show as well.
It is a bad show. They did not renew it for a second series.
I can imagine.
And the Big Show's acting was praised as the Big Show is the main star in this. He main evented the Big Show show.
Oh my god!
I imagine it's just a load of like, oh, he's too tall to fit through this doorway. I imagine like that's every joke.
Oh, I saw.
Like,
I saw 5 minutes.
Let me get a jacket for Dad. What size should it be? XL. Keep adding X's, kid. Maybe you'll find a size big enough. Before the sun swallows the earth.
Did you write for the show? This is gold. This is gold dust.
Oh my god, who got this cover for a car? We don't need this. Honey, that's my shirt. Heyo. Oh my god. What's this parachute doing here? Hey, what did you call my trousers?
What other large items of clothing has he got?
Okay. Oh, Mom, did you buy me this beanie? It's really long. No, sir, that's your dad's socks, eh?
Why would you think giant socks was a beanie?
Okay, think about it, right? So, okay, imagine a beanie, like a cotton beanie, okay? Now just extend it. Like, just make it bigger.
It'd be a giant...
It's a sock! so his kid would pick it up, he's like, oh my god, Mum got me a beanie, put it on his head, it's just dragging around, like, everywhere. And they're like, why the fuck have you got that on your head? It's like, oh, it's a new video. He's like, no, that's your dad's socks.
You go, hey,
You
Dad.
know how big he is?
Hey, Dad, didn't know we were going canoeing today. Well, they're my shoes. Well, it's a big time for me. It's a big life for a big boy.
Oh my god, your dad passed away. Oh, we have to get a giant casket now. Well, he was pretty big, wasn't he?
I'm scared now that we're actually going to get headhunted and forced to write series 2 of this.
This could go for 15 seasons.
the thing is,
big.
how many times per season is Big Show going to turn on his kids and like move him with the family next door?
What, so they can say the same thing over and over again?
Yeah. Well, he's always turning, isn't he? Against all his friends.
Yeah.
Oh, definitely. We could have some references. It's like, oh man, I bet there's nobody bigger than you. Ding dong. Oh, who's that? It's Mark Henry, who's like a delivery man.
Hey, look, Uncle.
And then he tries to.
Look, it's Uncle the Great Khali coming to sing carols. Fa la 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 la. Fa la 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 la. Fa la 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 la.
That sounds like a death chant.
That's what he sounded
And it
like.
could be
You can
like-
check it.
I would pay to watch that
man.
though.
The gag would be basically he's trying to go through the door and he can't fit, and then Big Show's like, been there, done that. Hey yo. Better get in the garage, that'll better get you in. Oh man. I am surprised the Big Show didn't fucking go long.
I want to see more of it now.
You're listening to the Atletifo Wrestling Podcast.
Anyways, Hamish, how are you gonna give us goosebumps today? How many have you
Wow.
got?
Welcome to the second of the long-running game show. Second time in a row. So it's the longest game show on the podcast in history.
Yeah.
I
We have
got goosebumps. So go through the rules from last week. So I'll give you 4 clues as to figure out the identity of a current or former or future wrestler. Could it be Titus O'Neil's son who kissed in the mouth? Who knows? And you've got to use the 4 clues to figure out which wrestler this is. Could be a wrestler, could be a commentator, could be a valet, could be just somebody to do with wrestling. It's not going to be like the camera guy or anything. It's not going to be stupid, but
Okay.
keep in mind. So obviously, if you get it in the first clue, that's 4 points. Second clue, 3 points. Third clue, 2 points. Fourth clue, 1 point. Best of 3 rounds. The most points wins. Matt destroyed Ted with 9-0 last week, so despite guessing Tatanka as the Canadian wrestler, so hopefully, so this week the theme for the buzzers will be. Ted, what's the theme for the buzzers this week?
The theme for the
I was going to make a
be,
suggestion for the buzzers actually.
Oh, Matt, go ahead.
Alright, go
As
ahead,
the
show
show
my
is as the show is called, I got goosebumps. I think we should both have a Michael Cole line. So I think I should
like
say
it.
the big dog, and Teb should say it's boss time.
I think that's a brilliant idea.
Okay. I'm okay with that. That's a good idea.
So Matt is the big dog, and Ted
Oh
is boss
my.
time.
It's boss time. Got it.
Okay, so welcome to I Got Goosebumps. Number 1. Okay, so the first clue is I won the tag team titles alongside Hardcore Holly.
It's boss time.
Tab,
Cody Rhodes.
incorrect.
Fuck.
You think it's that easy? I got a lot left in the tank.
The big
God
dog.
Damn it.
Matthew,
I'm going to say Spike Holly.
that's not a wrestler, so no.
I just hope this
I mean
series
Crash
goes on
Holly.
longer.
Crash Holly.
Yep. Well, you can. Well, if you want to guess that next time, you can go ahead. But
Yeah.
Spike
the boss
Holly.
time.
No, you can't have what? Nope. We're
I
going
got
for
torn
a
between
second
Spike
clue
Dudley
now.
and
And Crash Harley.
yeah.
Okay, so number 2.
Okay.
I was once a teammate of a member of Evolution.
Interesting.
Evolution, of course, being the 4-man stable consisting of Ric Flair, Triple H, Randy Orton, and Batista.
Not to be confused with the completely inaccurate theory of how we came to be.
Okay, the big dog. I'm just going to say Crash Holly this time.
No, it's not Crash Holly.
Okay.
I'm like in terms of the anti-evolution stance on this one. We are a creationism podcast.
It's gonna be the most delirious I've ever done this podcast. The boss. It's boss time.
Yeah.
Randy Orton?
No, he was a member of Evolution, as I mentioned. Incorrect.
Is that not what you said?
Number 3. 2 points up for grabs. I left the WWE and became a member of the NWO.
The big dog.
Oh, Ted went first then.
I was gonna say Hulk Hogan, but I don't think it's that.
Well, you've got to guess because you buzzed in.
Hulk Hogan.
You think Hulk Hogan won the tag team titles with Hardcore Holly?
I gotta be honest. As soon as you said NWO, my mind just went fucking blank. And that is the only... I can not think of anyone else. Not Scott Hall, not Kevin Nash. Now I'm gonna commit with Hulk Hogan.
Okay, that's incorrect. Matt, you buzzed in then. What's your guess?
Is it X-Pac?
It is X-Pac. You are correct.
Well, hey.
Damn.
That is 2 points on the board. He won the tag team titles with Hardcore Holly in, I think it was 95. He was obviously a teammate of Triple H in DX, and he left the WWE, joined WCW and the NWO. His fourth clue, if you want to hear it, I think Tim might enjoy this one. I appeared in a movie with a former WWE Intercontinental Champion. Bonus point if you can name the movie.
That is true. Made in China, is it?
It was. Point to Tab, Made in China.
Yes!
When he sees pulled one back there.
There we go, finally.
So,
First point.
Matt continues a streak of winning every single round.
Oh, man.
Okay, so we ready for number 2?
Yeah, bring on.
My last match in the WWE was a victory over a team that included Roman Reigns.
God damn.
Can you repeat the clue again?
My last match in the WWE was a victory over a team that included Roman Reigns.
It's boss time.
Deb?
Sami Zayn?
Incorrect. He's still currently wrestling.
The big
The
dog.
last match.
Oh!
The big
last
dog.
match.
Is it Ryback?
It's not, but I like the Ryback inclusion. Okay, so number 2. My debut in the WWE was against Razor Ramon.
Oh, the big dog. Jeff Hardy?
Correct, Jeff Hardy.
Shit.
How did you know that?
How did Matt,
I
of all
believe he
people-
was 14 years old at the time because he lied about his age.
It was something
right?
like that, something stupid.
Yeah, he was
Yeah.
like 2 years younger than he was allowed to be, so he made up his age.
The other clues were I'm a former WWE champion, but never successfully defended the belt.
Yeah, I would have got it from that.
And I've been a tag team champion in WWE, TNA, and Ring of Honor.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would have gone easy.
The
Matt Hardy, right?
the first clue you said his last match in WWE was a win against a team involving Reigns. What was that match?
Do you remember the house show which he walked out on because he was like drunk or something?
Oh.
He teamed with Drew McIntyre and somebody else, and they beat Bloodline.
Oh. Okay.
That is a good fucking...
That was a good clue, wasn't it?
It was pretty good.
So,
No, I
Tab,
like
you're
that.
currently 5-1 down. So you can bring it level if you get it straight away.
I don't think I can, but let's go.
You can. You know what? I think we let Tab buzz in first here and have a guess.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's fine.
Okay,
yeah.
so number 3. I was a member of D Generation X.
It's boss time.
Yep.
Fuck's sake. Shawn Michaels.
No, incorrect. That'd be way too easy.
For fuck's sake.
I think you're screwing us here, so I'm going to buzz in with Hornswoggle.
Fuck's sake, you was Hornswoggle.
God damn it. God damn it. I hate this
I knew
game.
you were screwing with us. I could feel it.
So, I was a member of DX. I was part of another faction that included 2 future world champions.
That is true.
I was going for hoping you'd guess Triple H for like Evolution in that one. I was the general manager of Raw for almost an entire year, and my last match in WWE was during the Greatest Royal Rumble.
God, I forgot he was in that as well.
Did he get yeeted
So-
out by any chance?
Was that Titus World Slide?
It was Titus World Slide. That was hilarious.
Oh man.
So, Teab, you're doing quite terribly at this, really, if I'm honest.
You know what it is? I have too much knowledge about WWE in
pornography.
Hollywood rather than WWE in general. And pornography, apparently.
You got that one sympathy point there. So
What are the wrestlers run?
was it 9-1 this time?
No, probably not.
Yeah, 9-1. So Matt's only 18-1 up after.
And that
Damn
one
it.
was a push as well.
I do not have goosebumps at this point.
No, Tab, you do.
But Matt, I'll concede you're better than me at some things.
Tab, you officially
Oh
do
my God.
not have goosebumps. Matt is covered in them. Like a rash.
Damn it! I love goosebumps. They're my favorite bumps. Oh god, I need to study for the next one. Fuck this! I can't be embarrassed like this again.
Oh, I bet you can.
Ah, yeah, I can. Speaking of embarrassment, humiliation, we do have one final thing. Unless I'm missing anything, boys.
I don't believe so, but Matt, anything to add? Any declarations you want to make?
No, I'm just enjoying my victory.
Yeah.
Indeed, indeed. And you're about to have your mood crash down when we talk about what HBK and Undertaker have been going through
Are you saying
in
his
their
mood,
little lives.
his mood comes crashing down and it hurts inside?
I would say that, yes.
I sincerely hope he's in the next chapter.
I hope so.
I'm not sure how it will fit, but you know
Oh
what?
my god.
I'll make an exception.
Okay, for the new listeners, this is the part of the show where we read and react to a fan fiction made by somebody of HBK and The Undertaker becoming friends and maybe a little bit more.
This is it's by the vampire Lucinda. I think they've already aggressively dry humped on the dance floor, so it's quite a bit more, I think.
Exactly.
So, yes,
Hamish, I believe it is your duty
it is
to
now.
read.
Chapter
this
4. Chapter 4 of the romance. To be loved. Chapter 4. The first night hanging out at the club was the ultimate icebreaker for The Undertaker and HBK. They'd seen a side of one another that they'd never gotten a chance to before, and made them realise that they had more in common than they'd thought. But disco music. No, what was it? Ludicrous.
Oh.
They just loved Ludicrous.
And Robert De Niro.
That was it.
Oh yeah. They're both the smartest person in the room or something.
More importantly, Sean had found a temporary friend to keep him occupied until Hunter got well again. Hunter being Triple H, who was injured at the time. Ooh, that was the original plan. Until Sean had a sudden revelation as he sat at a table playing cards with John Cena and Dave Bautista.
Bring out the big stars for this one.
Really, it's like a pay-per-view.
See, even Batista can't even main event a fan fiction.
Poor guy.
I really like him, he thought, him being Sean, looking down at his hand. Mind on Mark, as it often was these days. He's a nice guy. Really sweet the more you get to know him. And pretty cool. Hoping you can still be friends after Hunter is back again. But thinking about the game made him feel dizzy for some reason. I mean, it wasn't like he was cheating on him or anything, right? He was allowed other friends, right?
What? Oh. Okay.
What were you thinking
Sorry, I
then?
thought I was like, maybe HBK was already in a relationship with Mr. Hurst Helmsley, sorry, and then he was cheating, but it's just a friendship thing, I see.
You have the worst poker face I've ever seen, Cena commented with a laugh. Your expression went from really happy to sick. Batista chuckled.
Show, don't tell in it.
Man, Shawn Michaels, you really look like you're struggling with a decision in your life there. Is there anything you're deliberating on? No. Batista chuckled. Yeah, what's up, man? You realise at last that we're kicking your ass? He said, pointing at the pile of chips near himself and Cena. Is it a tag team poker match?
Oh my fucking god.
Cena and Batista get a card each. They're looking at them going, what have we got? Oh, a pair. Nice. You've
They
been
don't know how to play poker.
You've been distracted all night. What's wrong? The Heartbreak Kid smiled and placed his cards face down with a sigh. All right, if you two really want to know, I was thinking about Hunter. The younger men exchanged a glance. Missing your man? Batista asked with a small smile. Well,
Smiling a lot, aren't they?
well, actually, Actually, he's found a new man. Cena interrupted with a grin. Sean gave him a blank look. Come on, Sean.
Of course.
We all know about it.
Wait a second. Does this imply Cena was always there? That makes complete sense because you just can't see him.
Yeah. Come on, Sean. We all know about it. Know about what? You and the Undertaker. For a moment, Sean was completely stunned, staring at them both for several minutes. You're kidding me, right? He asked at last. Nothing between...
Several minutes. Did you just say several minutes? Wait. Oh, I'm sorry. Can we just not talk for 5 seconds, starting now? Now, okay. That was 5 seconds, barely.
Times that by 60.
And that was kind of awkward.
Do that 60 times.
It's 300. They just don't say anything. They just stare at each other the whole time.
And the thing is, they're busy trying to figure out how to play 2-on-1 poker.
It's like, you've got lots of reds, I've got lots of blacks. How do we make this work?
You're kidding me, right? He asked at last. There's nothing between Mark and me. We're just friends, is all. Cena sat back in his chair. That's not the word around town, Michaels, he said smugly. Word is you two have been spending a lot of time together these past weeks. Like, you were literally grinding at each other in the club. Like,
We're just friends, okay? Don't tell Hunter, who's also just my friend.
Bautista nodded. Yeah, sometime after the Royal Rumble, someone reported seeing you two at a club together. And the week after that, you two were seen leaving the arena together. And yesterday,
Ooh.
Cena added, taking a sip of his drink, we saw you two talking after the show. Or two wrestlers talking after a show. Wow.
I don't know. Batista's gonna come in like, oh yeah, your underwear tastes of the Undertaker. I know it's gonna be part.
The underwear taste of the Undertaker.
See tabs right ahead of chapter 10.
Also implies that Batista knows what the Undertaker tastes like.
Yeah, that was the joke you made, Deb. Well done. We were laughing at.
God.
Guys,
Explaining it for the
guys, Sean said.
guys being dude.
Guys, Sean said with a shocked laugh. I can't believe you all think so poorly of me. What's wrong with being gay? What? Oh, wait. I can't believe you all think so poorly of me. I love Hunter. You all know that. Undertaker and I are just friends. We've been here so long, we haven't had a chance to know each other until now. He's a great guy. You two do get well on his good side. So he's in love with Hunter. What?
Wait, so they are together?
Is Hunter the stay-at-home wife in this universe?
In the law, he's actually the stay-at-home wife.
Hunter's a gatherer here.
Both men pale suddenly. We're on his bad side? John Cena asked fearfully, setting his cards down seriously. Well, why is he so afraid suddenly?
Because the Undertaker could come out of nowhere and just fist him or something.
John Cena's currently the WWE champion. Why does he give a shit?
Is kayfabe a thing here?
I don't know. It's not made clear. Yeah, Sean. What did we do? Did we piss him off somehow? Batista asked with a shudder.
Shudder.
Why
is he shuddering?
HBK smiled wickedly. Oh, you're not on his bad side yet, but you will be when I tell him what you troublemakers just told me. Sean, you wouldn't, Cena said, eyes widening. Come on, Sean, please don't. At that, the door opened, and the Undertaker stepped into the room. So, John Cena and Batista are cowering in the corner, go, please don't tell him.
He'll be very cross.
Me. I'm sorry, just this mental image of what this person's trying to paint is just something else. It's like a high school fucking locker room. Oh god.
Hey boys, he said, addressing Cena and Batista before turning to Sean. You ready to go? Sure, the Heartbreak Kid said with a laugh, but I got some interesting news for you. He gave Cena and Batista a glance, and the two younger men quickly stood up and ran from the room.
Is it like in cartoons? Was like they're spinning and like so they're running in place and then they just shoot off.
Like, Undertaker. No.
You know what it is? John Cena sprints away, so he shoots away, and his hat is like rotating in the air.
Just gonna say
Grabs
that.
it.
And a
Runs
long
back in,
arm
grabs the
grabs it.
Oh my god.
The two younger men quickly stood up and ran from the room. Taker watched them go with a confused look. What the hell was all that about? I'll tell you later, Sean chuckled, gathering up the poker chips. From now, let's get out of here. I can't wait to see my first UFC match.
What? What?
Are they going to watch
That's
Brock?
it.
Sure.
That's the ending. I can't wait to see my first UFC match. Is that
Oh my God.
like a little date? So what did you think of that chapter of To Be Loved, The Undertaker and Shawn Michaels' love story?
It was less scarring than the one I had to read.
I'm glad that you were the one to read that one, to be fair. Must have been so difficult.
No.
It was funny to hear.
Yeah, it's
though.
fine. It was funny, but it was also like it just kept going.
No, it's always weird, isn't it?
It just
kept
Especially when it's like
going.
really fucking long.
It was last week's much more uncomfortable to watch.
Yeah.
And listen to.
This one was just funny. Like, I do like the inclusion of new characters and the fact that John Cena's been spying on them the whole time.
Yeah.
Wonder what impact and the implication that was never there before that he's with Hunter. In this case.
Even though he
Also like
denied
the
it.
I like
He
the thought of
denied
Cena
it in his
spying
own
on him like a
head.
detective as well.
But in his own thoughts, he admitted that he's just friends with Triple H. Yet to John Cena, he said he loved him.
Yeah, man.
And that, I can't
It's a
possibly
bit-
be with Undertaker. I love Triple H. Like, you were thinking how good friends you were.
Fucking hell, man. It's a
Also-
bit of a spider's web of relationship here.
Also, you've got, at the time, John Cena, WWE Champion. Batista, World Heavyweight Champion. Can't play poker and in the locker room going, so are you bagging Undertaker? Tee-hee-hee. And then cowering in fear when his name is uttered.
It's like an anime, bro. Oh my god.
God, you gotta slip in anime, don't you? Absolute weeb. Every week.
I never slip in anime. I barely watch anime.
That's all you talk about. This is clearly a Looney Tunes podcast. The best anime.
Oh god. Should I watch anime? Nah, I only watch one anime. It's like the most mainstream anime ever.
Pokemon.
You've never heard of it though. I've seen Pokemon. It's Attack on Titan, baby, which you guys should watch. That's also a show. It's a wrestling show. That's why it's relevant to the podcast.
Attack
yeah, I
Attack
think
on
it was-
Titan. Is Batista in the main event?
Yeah.
Or?
Yes, he is. There's lots of fireworks, and Batista does the Batista bomb to everyone, and it's amazing.
You should have mentioned this earlier. Definitely watched it.
I feel like it's a good, teaser for the next one.
In the
We'll all watch
background.
Attack on Titan,
In the
and try and
background.
pretend it was a wrestling show.
In the background,
have
you
to kinda
see
make it-
Undertaker grinding on Shawn Michaels.
Hunter watching in shock. He has like a whole grocery bag with like a baguette stuck out. He just drops it.
John Cena with binoculars
No!
watching in the bushes.
Shawn Michaels just like takes his mouth out and he goes, "Wait, I can explain, Hunter." It just runs off.
Is Cena
Batista
Oh.
Cena's holding a newspaper with eye holes cut out as well?
Yeah. Whereas Batista is just grilling Undertaker's underwear, ready to eat it.
Nutty today.
Yeah. Oh.
Oh, no.
Oh my god, that is one hell of a way to end this podcast. I have enjoyed myself with this topic. I hope you guys did too. I will catch you next time on the Atletifo Wrestling Podcast.